Primrose's legs on a level with her. I'll just come back up, put you back on Primrose. So a lot of people ask, how do you tell the difference between an alpaca and a llama? First and easiest thing to look at is her ears. There she is. Can you see those lovely curvy ears she's got there? She's a very sassy lady. She does like to give us a bit of a look from time to time. But compared to an alpaca, she has her ears up most of the time. Alpacas have their ears down. This is little Pearl here. I can get Pearl to pop her ears up for you. She's not going to. Guinevere's got hers up. You can see they're much straighter and they are smaller. Other than that, it's her size. If I stand back a bit, you can see compared to Jazz, who's just beside her there. Jazz is a full-grown adult female. She is much smaller. Primrose stands up almost to, well, she's slightly taller than me at the top of her ears now. She's just moving away from me. Come back, girl. There we go. Let's get her back in shot for you. So, as I say, we've got 65 here. Alongside all of those, as I say, mostly alpacas, we do have Primrose's little boy who was born last year. He has already gone out in the field, but he is half alpaca, half llama. She wasn't meant to mate. She managed to sneak a cuddle, and so he arrived. A little bit of a unexpected mistake, but we do love him. And he, although he's only a year old, he is already the size of an adult alpaca. To give you a comparison, Jazz and who we got in the back there, Clementine, the black one, they are full-grown females. And also in here, making lots of squeaky noises, we have 3 of last year's cria. So we've got little Chestnut in the front, Willow at the back, and Maple there. They're all 1-year-olds. And you can see they are still smaller than the adults. So we don't know how old Primrose's little boy is going to get. Has anyone got any questions about alpacas that they'd like to ask?
I got a question. So a cross between an alpaca and a llama, what would you call that?
That's called a misty, when mum is the llama and dad is the alpaca. If it's the other way round, then it would be called a waritzo. So when dad is the llama and mum is the alpaca. So Piper is a misty.
Misty. Thank you. I learned something new today.
Absolutely. Anybody else got a question for me?
Are they easy to keep?
They are reasonably easy, yes. We do have to treat them quite regularly for a range of parasites, things that they wouldn't have come across in their native, up in the Andes, in their native country. So we do have to medicate them regularly. Providing we do that, then, yep, they're pretty easy to keep. We only have to feed them in the morning. So we only come up here in the morning, feed them, and then they spend the rest of the day out grazing in the fields. Although you can't see it because they've all run away as soon as we let them out. That's why this lot are making so much noise in here. There are some down, I don't know if you can see down in the distance there, our female ones, they've all headed down to the river for a paddle. And then our male herd are all up in the distance in the other field over there. So they are all up there. And we do have 5 new girls who've just joined the herd. They're in our quarantine field right up at the very top of the land here. So yeah, feed them in the morning. Rest of the time they are out just grazing in the fields, enjoying life. So you are seeing them at their fluffiest at the moment. They are all in their lovely, beautiful fleeces. Next, this Tuesday coming, they are going to be sheared. So they will be looking a lot skinnier and they'll be a lot cooler and lighter. So, anyone else got a question?
Someone's just asked, do llamas and alpacas both spit?
Yes, they do. That was going on literally as I turned the camera around. If I can get Jazz to look our way again. She will come round. It's on the other side of her face. Where's she going to go? There we go. Can you see? She's not going to stand still for me. That's why I've got Primrose on a halter. Jazz is actually covered in green spit at the moment because they were having a little disagreement just as I turned the camera around. Yeah, they spit to issue a complaint to one another, exactly the same as camels do. They are what's called quasi-ruminants. They have 3 stomach chambers, so they bring their food back to chew the cud again, and it is that they've got the ability to spit. It's not anything nasty, it's just partly digested food, but it smells horrible. Any other questions?
Someone else has just asked if we could see Gwynfer again, please.
Yeah, where's she gone? She's over with her. I didn't introduce her mum to you, actually. She's right there beside her mum. This is her mum, Contessa, the big black one here, looking into the sun now. Here's little Guinevere. There she is. Let's see if she can get really close to her. She's desperately waiting for a playmate. I've just seen somebody put there, how did they get their names? We name on a theme every year. So the 3 that are in here from last year are maple, willow and chestnut. They were all named after trees. This year, we've called her Guinevere. So you can probably take an educated guess. This year, our theme is Camelot, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. So as she is going to be, she's a Surrey. There's 2 different types of alpaca. As you can see, as we stood here, we look at Pearl. You can see she's got like a really fluffy fleece there, whereas Contessa, her fleece is growing downwards. Pearl is a Wakaya and Contessa is a Surrey, and Guinevere is one of our Surreys. Surreys are the rarer ones. She's hiding behind mum there. There she is over there. So her fleece will grow down in lovely long, like dreadlocks, and will look absolutely stunning. Primrose has a different type of fleece. She has like an over protective coat and then a finer one underneath. And she has been brushed this morning. She's the only one we brush. So I have brushed her to make her look pretty for you this morning. Do they like being around people? Not particularly, no. They're your perfect social distance animal. Because as you saw, as I tried to get close to, let's try again using Jazz there. As soon as I try and come close to her, she is going to walk away from me. They have what we call the step away reflex. There we go. You can see the lovely green spit on her face there now. They're not a touchy-feely animal, which is such a shame with all this beautiful fleece that they have. You want to give them a lovely big cuddle. So, any other questions?
Someone's asked if you use their fleece for knitting or other products.
Yes, we do. Once they're sheared, the blanket, which is the part, look at Clementine here, from the back of her neck there, all along the back there, down to the back legs. That part is called the blanket. That is the finest part of the fleece, and that's the part that is used in the main fibre production. The other parts from the neck, particularly on the cria, a baby alpaca, that is the fine, that's still very fine and can be used. But the leg is a much coarser fleece, and that is what's called the third cut. That will be used for stuffing, for insulation. The back part is used for the fibre production. The neck can be used for felting, or again for stuffing, pillows and things. So we sell the raw blanket to craftspeople for spinning, and we do spin a little bit here ourselves. Do we have any other questions?
No, I think lots of people just very excited to meet the alpacas and llamas, and you, of course, Caroline. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. I'm not sure whereabouts you are in the country, but if you are ever down this way, and say we are just south of Winchester, we do alpaca walking as well. So you can book to come and walk the alpacas. So I will leave you now and let you get back to what you're supposed to be doing. Thank you so much for having us.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, you unfortunately have to go back to seeing my face now and not the beautiful alpacas and llamas, but hopefully you enjoyed that little surprise this morning. That was, I have to say, because Darren picked both of the socials and they're not really my cup of tea, I was like, okay, compromise, we're going to get alpacas and llamas instead for the morning.
I'm very glad that you did. That was a delightful start to the day. I never thought we'd have a conference where it's like, I'm just going to have to mute the llamas for a second before we can carry on. Oh, awesome. I think that's about all we wanted to do in this welcome, wasn't it, Michelle? It's just get everybody together. Is there anything you need to run through?
Yeah, just a reminder that if you're attending the laughter yoga this afternoon, please make sure that you've read the information about attending and also filled in the jot form to let Maggie know about any kind of issues that you might have. Hopefully you will attend. It's absolutely fantastic. I've participated in laughter yoga myself before, and it's just a really fun session. So yeah.
I'll just drop the link to that into the conference chat.
Oh yeah, I will drop in as well the link to the alpacas site as well if you want to learn a bit more about them, and indeed set up your own meeting with the alpacas and llamas.
And also just for the social this afternoon, so after the conference at 5:30, we've got our second social, and that's the tea party, and the link is on the conference program for that. So I think that's everything. So what we'll do is we've got a couple of minutes before the next, the first set of parallel sessions start today. So we will kick you all out and then get ready for our next set of sessions. So thank you very much for coming along to day 2 of CALC.
We'll see you later. Bye.